I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me.
At the Unity Sunday School, they were teaching the story of creation from the book of Genesis. And little Ozzy was just so fascinated with the part of the story where God took one of Adam's ribs and created Eve. Later on that week, Ozzy was laying on his bed looking kind of sick. And his mother said, "Ozzy, are you okay?" And he says, "Oh, I don't feel very good. My side hurts. I think I'm having a wife." I love that story. So the story of creation comes from the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 21. And the author wrote, "On the fifth day, God created the great sea monsters and every living creature that moves, and every winged bird of every kind. And God saw that it was good." Wait a minute. God said that the great sea monsters were good? These big, horrible, ugly monsters, God said they were good? That's so perplexing to me. And then he said something that's even more bizarre. He said, "Be fruitful and multiply." Oh, that's just what we want, or a whole bunch of sea monsters taking over the ocean. And then he blessed them. You know, when I can look beyond my judgments of this story from Genesis and kind of look at it from a higher perspective, you know, kind of, I like to think of from the highest consciousness or from the Christ perspective, I can see that even the sea monsters are good. When I can look at the situations in my life, maybe from a perspective like God might see them, I can see that everything is good. You know, Shakespeare said, "Nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so." I think he had a great truth and a great understanding in that saying. So this talk is titled Sea Monster Wisdom. You know, it's easy to watch the news today, to see all of the, or to be overwhelmed by all of the realities that are going on, all the political bickering and the war and the poverty and the violence and the terror. And even now, the coronavirus. Doesn't it seem like we no sooner get over one thing and there's some other kind of a tragedy knocking at our back door? I like what Einstein said. He said, "We can't solve our problems at the same level of the problem, or with the same thinking that created the problem." This talk expresses the idea in Mindy Odlin's book titled, "What If It All Goes Right?" I love that. What a concept. So this book is for you. It's for us. It's for people who are ready to begin to focus on a new way of thinking and a new way of being, and really that have the courage to make that adventure. And I hope that that's you. So today's talk is titled Sea Monster Wisdom, and we'll look at the possibility of changing the level of thinking that often starts and perpetuates our ongoing problems. So what if the things that appear as sea monsters in our life are really opportunities for us to experience a transformation in thinking, a transformation in being, and can transform the way we live our lives and can actually empower us to be all that we can be. So imagine that every problem that you've ever had and the problems that might be up for you right now are actually opportunities for you to experience more of the divine, more of love, more of power, you're able to tap into that innate divineness that you are, and to be the most powerful being that you can be. Would you be interested? What if the reason for these challenges that we're all faced with individually and globally are giving us the opportunity to experience the fullness of life, the fullness of spirit? I like the words "what if." The words "what if" are words that create for us. They are two little simple words, but they have the power to create what appears to be good, or they can create things that appear to be challenges and opportunities for us. And our success or our failure can be based on how we use these two words. So if we look at these two words, if we look at our world, and if you look around, in wherever you are right now, in your home or in your car, well, hopefully you're not in your car, but if you look around and you realize that everything around you began as an idea in somebody's mind, and that idea creates a feeling, and then that feeling created some motivation for the person who created those things. And that motivation turned into action, which actually created the things in your life, in our lives, in this world. So this is what Mindy calls the creative cycle. Everything begins with a thought, and then from that thought, it elicits a feeling, and from that feeling, we are motivated into action, or not. And those actions or unactions or inactions actually create what's happening in our lives. This process of awakening or becoming enlightened begins when we step outside of our unconscious cycle of creation and begin to consciously create our world. And that's really what this book is about, and what this lesson is about. It's about examining our thoughts and consciously, and then changing our thoughts, and that changes our feelings, changes our actions, and changes what we create in this world. So ask yourself, what if you were able to change your perspective on something in your life, on some challenging situation or opportunity? How would that affect your life? Most likely, when we change our perspective, we change the way we see something, we change the way we feel about it, and we change the way that we act upon it. And our whole reality shifts just from a change in perception. What would happen if in changing your perspective, you were able to tap into your imagination and use your imagination to work in sync with you, with spirit, to create? You will find that you can create things that you didn't even think of before. So this all begins by getting in touch with our thoughts. And this can go further, because when we're totally engaged in the creative process, it becomes like an energy that moves out, and it automatically attracts things to us, it attracts people to us, and we engage in that creative process, and it has a multiplying effect, and will have a multiplying effect in your life. So in the poet William Ernest Henley writes in his classic poem, Invictus, he says, "It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the master of my soul. And you are the master of your soul. Nobody else, no other thing. You are the captain of your soul. You have the power to change your life when you change your thoughts, change your feeling, change your thinking, and change your actions. You know, it could be that your reality is fabulous. Maybe everything in your life is excellent and easy, but I suspect if you're on this spiritual path, you're always going to be fruit for the fetter of more creativity, right? Because it seems to me that being on this path, we attract to us opportunities to raise up in our consciousness and always move to a new level if that is our intention. So the truth is, you are the captain of your soul. So I mentioned before these two words, what if? Two words that engage the creative process. And when we ask what if, or we say what if, it opens the possibilities. Because we can all create and be transformed. But what if you are able to transform every complaint, every challenge, every heartache into inspiring possibilities to live a better life? Would you be interested? I like a story that comes from 1887. A 22-year-old African-American widow with a 2-year-old baby had a job working in a cotton fields in the deep south. And she was able to look at the racism and the prejudice and the poverty, and she changed her mind about the way she saw that. She said to herself, what if I was able to refuse this poverty? What if I'm able to look beyond this situation where I seem to be stuck? She thought, what if I could acquire the respect and the beauty and the love of other people? What if I could create something that's going to change people's lives? What if I could create a trail that other African American people can follow to change their lives? Her name was Madam C.J. Walker. She was the first self-made woman millionaire in the United States. She began as an orphaned African American single mom born to former slaves on a plantation in Louisiana. Walker made her fortune by developing hair care and cosmetic products that African American people could use. And she developed a company called Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company, and became extremely popular and extremely well known, and changed her life because she was able to move beyond the confines of the situation that she was in. So what if has the power to create, and it also has the power to destroy. The difference is how we choose to use these two really simple words. There are two ways you can use them, really. We can what if down. And that means that we can, to what if down means to use the power of what if to talk ourselves out of an idea. And we do this both consciously and unconsciously. I like to think of it kind of as a what if down spiral. So imagine a spiral that starts at the very top with an idea and spirals down. And it sort of takes this great idea at the top, and as it spirals down, the idea disintegrates and becomes nothing. And we use what if downs when we think, oh, this is too hard, or this is impossible, or it's too expensive, or what if I fail, or what if people judge me, or what if the timing is wrong? What if I make a mistake? Can you see how, at the very bottom, there's nothing left of the idea because we've so much depleted it with our negative thinking that there's nothing left. What if downing sucks the energy out of our ideas and it spirals out and turns into nothing? Have you ever had an idea? I'm sure you have, because our minds are thinking all of the time. And how did you apply what if to it? Have you applied what if down to something and seen it vanish? It's almost like it's this thing that's floating around and it's got all this energy, and we can either grab it and hold on to it and make it be something, or we can let it go. I like to think that we all have great ideas, and if we don't capture them, somebody else will. The other thing we can do is to use a what if up. And we can change our reality with this question of saying, what if? What are the possibilities? What if I can take my resources and create something even more magnificent than I can imagine? What if uppers use questions to fuel them and to get this internal fire going, to lift up the energy and get things moving forward with ideas that allow life to expand and to grow? So I invite you to challenge yourself with some what if ups in the next week. A what if up helps us to bring energy and power to our ideas. So imagine now a spiral that goes up, that starts with an idea at the bottom, and we're going to attach ideas of abundance, of possibility, of uniqueness, and of transformation to this idea. And it changes it and shifts the whole energy and lifts this idea up into the realm of possibility. So a what if up would be, what if it's easy? What if this is a great idea? What if I will have a lot of fun with this idea? What if this idea is going to transform my life? What if this idea is going to connect me with all the possibilities within me? What if this idea is going to connect me with that which I'm passionate about, so that I can live my life in powerful ways? So I invite you this week to take your what ifs, to be conscious of your what ifs, and to apply this process to it, to lift up your idea and explore the possibility of what if. What if you can be more magnificent than you are? Or what if you can be all that you are? All the perfect expression of love and light and power and wisdom and truth that your spirit within you wants to experience and express, because that is a truth of who you are. So what if you are a creator of truth and light? What if Spirit desires to move through you as you in everything you do, so that you are living the full potential and the power that you are? What if? So, are you getting the hang of it? Are you willing to try it? Can I hear a yes? I can. I can see that you're willing to try it. So challenge yourself this week. Have fun, and let me know how it works. So let's join together in meditation. I invite you to close your eyes. And to breathe into this moment. And just kind of settle in. And imagine, and maybe you can feel this energy, this spiraling energy moving through you. It is the creative process available to you as you right now. And feel that. What if? What if it's easy? What if you are experiencing your magnificence in everything that you're thinking, feeling, saying, and doing? And just breathe into that. Feel that. What if? Let's just take a moment in the silence to be in the question, what if? What if? What if an idea comes that is changing your life? What if an idea comes that is a breakthrough for us? What if I am divinely inspired and my life flows gracefully and easily? What if? And breathing in and breathing out. And I invite you to open your eyes when you're ready. What if? And the affirmation for today is, what if I am divinely inspired and my life flows easily and gracefully? Imagine that. And so it is. Amen. All right. Well, thank you for being here today. Welcome to Unity Church of Maui's Sunday service. And I invite you now to prepare a love offering. We'd like to invite you to give to Unity Church of Maui. We hope that you're inspired by our Sunday messages and hope that your life is changed in a positive way as a result of the love that we teach and the truth that we teach and the power that we help you to remember that you are. And you can be a part of this ministry by giving to us, because your gifts help us to continue this work. So thank you in advance for your generosity. You can mail your offerings to Unity Church of Maui in Mailuku, or go to our webpage and click on Donate. So as you're holding your gifts, being thankful, feeling the energy of love and light and power, prosperity that's right here, let's affirm together our affirmation of prosperity, which begins, through a grateful, giving heart, my mind and life overflow with the abundance of God's all-providing, infinite supply. And so it is. Amen. Thank you for giving to us. Thank you for being the light of the world and being a part of this great movement on this planet to create peace and love for all children, all women, and all men. So, got a couple announcements today. Well, my talk next week is titled Paper Tigers. And in the Chinese culture, a paper tiger is a popular expression that typifies something, a tiger that's made out of paper, or even larger than that. It typifies a fear of something that we have that is, in a sense, as flimsy as a piece of paper. But these fears often create havoc in our life. In fact, more people die from fear than from wars or any other catastrophe or difficult situation. So we'll talk next week about how we can transform these paper tigers into ideas that won't keep us from being small, but help us to be large. And also, you might know that we're just about ready to kick off our second round of spirit groups, and we're using this amazing book, What If It All Goes Right? What a possibility is that? Kind of fits with our message today, which it should, because this message was based on Mindy Odlin's work. So if you're interested in being a part of a spirit group, I invite you to order this book now from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or you can get the Kindle version of it immediately. We're looking at starting our spirit groups on Thursday, May 7th. The spirit groups, we're going to do them all at the same time on Zoom. They'll be from 7, is that right? 7 until 8:30. And it'll be kind of fun doing things in kind of a different way, seeing this, this opportunity we have as a new way to spread the good word and do this good work. And so you'll need to order the book, download the Zoom app, really, which is quite simple. You call the church and leave a number if you need some help with it, or you can contact Emily Goss, and she can help you do that as well. We'd like everybody to be set up and ready to go by May 7th. Let's see. If you're interested, contact Emily at Emily Goss, Goss, 100 at gmail.com, and tell her that you're interested, and we will sign you up to be in a spirit group. There is no cost, and this is a fabulous way for us to stay connected during this time of staying in. Let's see, the Zoom download is free, and you might want to experiment with it. You know, Zoom is a great way to connect with your friends and your family. And I invite you to do that as well. I've been averaging 3 to 5 Zoom calls a week and connecting with friends and family and all of us in our Unity community. So let's stay connected during this time. If you haven't, or if you have been a part of our Zoom meetings, I'd like to invite you to do that as well. We get together on Zoom at noon on Wednesday to do our meditation and daily word. And you can access the link to that by going to our newsletter, and all of the announcements and the links for our events are in the newsletter, and they're clickable. So it's easy to get to our daily word on Wednesday. On Friday, we have connection time from 7:30 until 8:15, and we just kind of talk about what's going on and share a spiritual idea that I will introduce. Again, that link is on in our newsletter. And then on Sunday, from 11 until roughly 12 o'clock, we connect, and I kind of feel like it's like, after the service on Sunday, if we were back on High Street, we go out and stand in the patio and talk with each other. Well, this is our time to go to our virtual patio and share with each other what's happening in our lives and to connect. I think that's such an important part of our ministry, to be together, because that's really what we are. We are a like-minded community who shares these truths and cares for each other. So please come and join us. That's at 11 o'clock every Sunday, and that link is also embedded in our newsletter. If you like our Sunday services, go to our YouTube page, which is Unity Church of Maui YouTube, and you can find a whole gamut of inspirational talks and quite a bit of music, and kind of a fun way to keep connected and remember what we teach. So I think without any further ado, and before I do anything further, we'll begin to bring this to a close. Again, I want to thank you for being here today, and thank you for being in my life, and thanks for just being here with us at Unity Church of Maui. So I invite you to pray with me the way that we close our services every Sunday by praying together the prayer for protection, which begins, "The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is." And so it is. Mahalo. Aloha.